Hey high school parents, here's what your student is learning about this week at Connect. So our high school students have been on quite the journey with this series, Bold. And tonight will actually be our final teaching before we put things into action next week. So let's review where we've been. As bold Christ followers, we are to go wherever he asks us to, whenever he asks, do whatever he asks us to do, and do it with whomever he puts in our path. Now, each of these tasks in themselves are pretty scary, and yet Christ calls us to do all of them all at once. But if we are going to be bold Christ followers, we have to be prepared to do just that, however daunting the task may be. If we look through Scripture at different key biblical characters, we'll see that we're not the only ones who have been called to be bold in this way. And when God calls them to do so, he doesn't just send them into it alone. He promises to give them strength and wisdom every step along the way. The same is true about us. If we choose to be bold Christ followers, we won't be doing it alone. He will give us strength and wisdom as we serve his kingdom. But in culture, when something is scary or daunting or even just hard, we often just turn and walk the other way. We're not willing to do it. We ask the question, well, why is it worth it to me? As Christ followers, it's not actually about us. The question is not, what can it do for me, but rather, what can it do for God's kingdom? Tonight I'll be arguing the idea that boldness creates boldness. Let me explain that for you. When we choose to be bold Christ followers, we will see changes around us, whether they be small or big. We will also see an impact in those around us, creating boldness in them as well. When we choose to be bold, we will see a domino effect. And though the changes around us might be small, the changes farther away from us might be huge. The changes that we may not even ever know that we impacted. But some of that boldness may just have to start with us, which is why we have to be willing to take the strength that God has given us, to take the wisdom, and to go out and create boldness from our boldness. Next week, we will be doing just that during Connect Hours with a small trip to Hy-Vee with our high school students. So parents, keep an eye on your email, and I will send more details in the coming week. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this video can spark some awesome conversations between you and your student.